Senese.
It's a kind of strange for me today to be speaking in English. You know, I was born and raised here in Napoli, where usually we even don't speak Italian, but we speak Napolitan between us. But that is a pleasure to bring a little bit of my international experience here. And today I'm like going on a nutshell what I see as this intersection between AI and blockchain. But before I move on, just a quick introduction about myself. I've been doing entrepreneurship since 20 years now. My first startup was when I was here, Federico II University in Napoli, doing development on eBay. At that time was very early stage on e-commerce. And then in 2009, I went to China to explore a little bit the country. And it was a good friend of mine accompanied me at that time. He's here, sitting here today. And then in 2012, I decided to open a company there. And then is where I spent the majority of my entrepreneurial career there. Recently, I'm more based between UAE and Saudi Arabia, where we are exploring more this intersection between blockchain and AI. As you probably know, those countries, the Middle East, it's, let's say, they want to be the new Europe. So in terms of regulation, in terms of incentives for startups, it's a very great environment. That's why, for me, it's very, let's say, convenient, but at the same time, very curious to explore more and more those countries. So let's now start a little bit what are the drivers, what the why behind of this convergence or intersection between AI and blockchain. First of all, you know, the internet, we believe that needs some fixing because it's far from the promise that gives like 20 years ago when everything was starting and it looks beautiful, but today there are so many issues that we can see later on. The second one is based on the user expectation. The AI especially is bringing on the user experience a new form of navigating the internet, and that is a big why. The convergence might be a very, very important path to follow, especially for entrepreneur. And then the third one is the tech limitation. We see how AI or blockchain took on the stand-alone technology. They have several limitations, which we're gonna dive deep into it soon. So the issue here we see nowadays, you know, data privacy and security. Should I speak more about this, or I just mentioned Telegram and what happened recently to Durov? And I think you guys know what I mean here. The second one is overwhelm and misinformation. And this is what eventually Elon Musk is trying to do with X, right? He's trying to solve this problem of media that overwhelm with misinformation and won't have one source of truth with X. Then we have this impact of bots, and especially on the path of having those digital twins. That can be a very, very big issue, which, you know, this is a very sensitive part, in my opinion. And then we have those bias and central control by especially big tech company that are eventually training their own model based on what they want to give to them. So, you know, that's kind of a very not open situation for everyone that want to know how each model has been trained. So moving forward, the solution is very simple, as I see, is this intersection, convergence between blockchain and AI. And now on the next, we're going to see first blockchain, second AI, what are their strengths and weakness. And hopefully, you know, we will understand a little bit better where the narrative is moving, and also where effectively we can use those technology to solve real problems. So here, I don't know if you can see clearly, but this, it's, in my opinion, is one of the best slides that highlights the let's say, you know, the problem solution that blockchain is bringing to the market right now. This is created and provided by Outlier Ventures, which is one of the biggest Web3 investor and accelerator. And I'm talking there just to show you guys that, you know, in the blockchain space, data privacy is something that we always give a thumbs up because it's transparent. You can see everything on chain. But at the same time, if you want to associate your ID to a particular wallet, that is very, you know, it's a very powerful, transparent approach. Another thumbs up that we always give is on the data management, where the central control, it's less, let's say, risky. And if those are, focusing on the positive aspect, those are the two big strengths of the blockchain, among several others that we sign here as a partially solved problems. But if we move on the next one, we see that the AI solve something that is like combining a kind of, making the blockchain as well more powerful itself. And this, for example, the overwhelm and misinformation is on the personalization of content. Right now, we can have content and everything that we want, which is highly customized on our profile. And of course, in the impact curation and user participation in the bots economy. So those are all summarized here, where we see why blockchain and AI in those 4 main problems that we see, together they can go on a path of solving those. And many other companies right now, especially on the Web3, they try to focus on the user experience. Because we see and we know that even the silly thing of doing the login with the wallets and then going on the signature of the wallet, that is a big friction, and right now nobody solved this issue yet. But what if the AI could implement some sort of automatic, a sort of technology that will empower the user experience in a way the user are expecting on the Web 2. And that's why the next slide will be exactly of showing you how right now the AI is empowering Web 2 application to have a greater user experience. When I mention greater user experience, I mean to have like less button and more interaction with it. And that's what probably all of you knows about ChatGPT, right? If we want to think about the usage of getting information before ChatGPT and after, you add Google, which you do your term search, then you have result, you need to go around it, but right now with ChatGPT or any other, NLP model, you can easily prompt getting an answer, and that's beautifully done. Then it's up to you to curate that particular content. So right now, the Web3 is not adopting much. This really spike on Web 2 and big tech companies that are strongly implementing AI in their user experience. And this is something that I believe entrepreneurs especially, they might need to focus more and more on the design aspect. Designing the technology to not focus on the technology first, but focus on the user experience first. And don't try to adopt the technology to the user. No, start first with user experience, understand how they want to things be made, and then from there, might be better for all of us that we believe in Web3 in general. Then here, it's another recap between how I see how, the usage of blockchain as a back-end solution and the AI as a front-end solution, just to say you in a very simple manner. This is all because blockchain rely on the data and then can be interpreted as a back-end solution, and at the same time the front end will be more enable those data to be translated in a way that user can have the experience with that. So that's another point that I want to highlight here. And yeah, the path of the ecosystem, there are so many companies right now that are focusing their path on this intersection. One that I want to mention is especially the Artificial Superintelligence Alliance, which is this organization formed by 3 huge companies that are in the market since a while, which is Singularity Net, Fetch AI, and Ocean Protocol. Those companies are on the frontier of R&D of the AI, and probably this slide is not very clear here in the screen, but what I want to highlight here is like that there are a lot of things that AI is improving in blockchain, and many more that blockchain could solve for the AI. But right now, we see that there are no very, let's say, the adoption from big company, the one that moves the needle. We talk about the top 10 tech company. They are not really considering blockchain as a solution for that. So we always act as the startups motherfuckers, that we go there and we need to hope for the adoption for big tech company. So that's the mood, and I believe AI can empower all of us to be, let's say, a little bit more powerful. But we need to use it, we need to understand it. And now is just to pitch a little bit what I'm doing. You know, right now, how we position ourselves in this market is more on a deep tech solution, which is an AI protocol which allows to convert unstructured amount of data into a knowledge graph and then query it with natural language processing. It's mostly an R&D project because we are doing this under Singularity Net with the vision of Ben Goertzel and the vision to achieve AGI in the next coming 3 years. And our solution might incentivize, you know, this way that we have those large amount of data and we need to take usage of it for the AI. And right now, traditional database as we intended it, like you think about Excel, traditional table of database, it's not the effective way to solve the problem that AI is having. But having knowledge graph, which is more of a map structure of a database with nodes, relationship, it might solve problems that we are having right now with AI, which is mainly, you know, hallucination or having results that doesn't really make sense when we use those data. And yeah, in terms of blockchain, we are democratizing the access to the knowledge graphs that we create through nodes. So we have all the, you know, part of nodes sales that will going on soon, end of this year. I hope I didn't overwhelm you much. That's what I had to tell you today. I hope that if there are entrepreneurs here or founders, startup founders, the narrative of AI/blockchain is big. And I see these being around on those emerging countries such as UAE and Saudi Arabia, where I'm based now, and I'm supported by those countries by getting granted investment. So that's, if you as an entrepreneur, that's the focus that you might want to get on you, you know, because the narrative is big. You can explore, sometimes even R&D projects are welcomed to get investment. So yeah, that's all I have to say for today. And if any of you guys have any question, let's open like just a brief Q&A. Yeah? Thank you. Anyone want to have a question or something to say? Beautiful, guys. Thank you so much. Cheers. Ciao.
Big round of applause for Luigi, guys. All right, so we have our next speaker of the day. We're a little bit in front of schedule, so we must have some questions. Are you available just for 2 more minutes? We must have a question in the crowd. Come up for it. So question for Luigi, guys. Come on, someone has a question. Someone. No? No questions?
Startup founders. Okay, beautiful. So, okay. Not many of you. So, okay, cool.
I think people are still a bit hungover from last night. I think that's what it is.
Okay.
But no, in all seriousness, Luigi's here. Yeah, exactly. You know, come and speak to him on his own. I know we're going to jump into the next panel.
Yeah, sure.
But thank you for today.
You guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Big round of applause for Luigi, guys. Come on.